Oh,
because he was absolutely plastered, and Leo was very, very, very high.
Oh man.
I was the only sober one in that judging group.
hey, well, now you don't have to be.
Now
Nope.
I have to
Which,
be the
if you
only sober
excuse
one.
me, as my last bit of preparation.
Last bit of preparation, you're gonna pull out some fucking absinthe. Pull out some fucking absinthe. Pull out some fucking.
Oh shit! I'm gonna fucking. Oh wait, Twitch tavern music. Oh shit! Now I gotta start it.
Okay. Looking at all of these, I'm currently glancing at all of these. There's like 3 about grand, and then there's about a corporal submissive. I believe, yeah. That's the one.
All right. I have with me now a quarter of an edible because I am not taking any risks.
Oh yeah, you don't
So,
want to end up how Leo did last time.
Yep.
And I got my rum ready for when we start. So. Oh boy.
Yeah, I got all of them in front of me. One of these has no like. One of these is just a big line of text. It's gonna be really difficult to read.
All right. So.
Oh gosh.
I think it's about time, so let's get started with this.
We're starting already.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 4th, I believe this is, Mortesian Syndicate fanfiction contest. Today, I am joined by 2 lovely judges. We have Mr. Locke the Viking.
Hi.
Great introduction. Okay, next we have Nabelli.
I drank water.
And I'm drunk. Now the introductions are done, let's get on with this. So, essentially, for those who have not been here before, the Mortesian Syndicate fanfiction contest is a little thing that we like to do where we have people write up little fanfictions about the various characters and aspects of our roleplay, and yeah, they basically write them, submit them, and we read them off live to you all. And this is the first actual contest that we've had where we've had a specific theme picked out for it. The theme being high school and university.
Yo!
Yay! We get to relive trauma.
Yeah, so with that out of the way there, we are gonna basically just be going about it as there are, from what I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 entries that we're going to be reading through. Some are longer than others. And I'll put it like this, to save on our skins here, there are there's how many here? So we have 1 page, 2 page, 10 page, 5 page, 43 pages, 1 page.
Yeah, are we going to be
one's
reading all of Badicus? Or not sanatoriums?
So I'll spoil this right here. We're gonna read 4 pages of Insanatoriums.
43!
We're reading only 4 pages. Because Insanatorium, you're not here right now, but you'll probably be watching this VOD later. You're an amazing fucking writer, but good fucking god, I do not have it in me right now to read 43 pages.
I do.
Well, okay. Well, we have like another 7 to read through there, so
I'll read it.
We're only gonna read through 4 here, but again, we're gonna go up to at least around 4 to 5 pages for each fan fiction here, and then we'll be grading them from there because there are a few here that are kind of long. But if you'd like to read through any of these after the contest is over, then you are free to do so and are highly encouraged. So, yeah. Before we begin as well, I'm gonna go over a bit of the grading here, just so that you all are aware of what is going to be happening in grading this. So, we are going to be doing this on a rating system of out of 5 points, and there are 3 criteria here that we're going to be judging on. So it's going to be, first, on a scale of 1 to 5, how much did you enjoy the fanfiction? On a scale of 1 to 5, was the grammar and spelling good? And on a scale of 1 to 5, is it a fanfiction that would fit into the prompt? That clear to you 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, 3.
All right.
Who's the third person?
Yeah.
Danger himself.
Yes, I am putting it like this. So, to do it like this, there are 3 of us here, and on a total, we are going to be grading these individually. So each of us, the highest you can get from an individual is 15 points. Adding those together means that at a total, the maximum amount of points that you can earn for a fanfiction is 45. The maximum you can earn from an individual out of the 3 people judging here is 15.
Whoa.
That clear to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Math.
Alright. So then, with that out of the way, y'all ready to get this bullshit started?
I have never
No.
been more ready in my life.
I'm having flashbacks to the first fanfic
Two
contest.
completely differing sides to this. Audience, are you ready?
Woo.
I don't hear anything from you all.
All you hear is cricket noises. Where's the excitement?
I have a no, a yeah, and a go. Yep, okay.
Yippee!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone start Among Using in the chat.
Don't you fucking dare.
Oh god.
I'm already drinking.
Let's fucking go!
Fine. All right, we're gonna start this now. So we have 8 of these to go through.
Which one are we going to be reading first?
We're gonna be starting first with the entry sent by I need to actually go through this here and scroll up to the very top. We have Luna's entry here, which is called Back to the Start. So for that, actually, Luna is here. I'm gonna invite you to speak. You'll give us a few words on basically what your thought process was behind this. I guess is a good way to go about it. If you're willing to come up.
Hopefully they're awake enough for it.
Oh, okay. Heck no. Okay, those will be your notes then. Heck no.
Oh, come on, Luna.
Nah, it's fine. You good? No, it's good. We understand. You get it. All right. So I'll start reading this, and then I'll switch it off to Locke, and then when Locke wants to take the break, then it'll go to Knob, and then we'll just keep going.
I'm gonna say this right now. If I mispronounce something, I'm sorry. I'm not the best at reading.
There are no gaps in this.
That's fine. All right, so Back to the Start by Luna. Gravel crunches underneath the tires of my black Mercedes as I drive down this long and winding road. In the back mirror, I can see a small dust cloud trailing my car. In front of me, I see a city of what seems to be a clock tower that's dwarfing all the buildings surrounding it. I've had this car for a while and it shows. I take a quick glance through the car to take in the boxes that are standing on the gray car seats. Even the passenger seat next to me is filled with stuff I wanted to bring back to my new home. It's been a while, I think, as I drive by a sign. 5 miles go and then I'll be back home. It's been 10 years since I last stepped foot in the town that's now called New Babylon. It feels much longer. I hope you still remember me, since I certainly haven't forgotten you. I look at the dashboard of the car, the only place that is bare of items, but for one object. It's a photograph. It looks old and like it's been folded a few times. The edges are worn and the color has begun to fade. A boy and a girl are visible, arms linked and big smiles on their faces. The boy looks about 10 years old, while the girl looks a few years older. They look happy and carefree. I have missed you, my friend. When we last spoke, you told me you would wait for me. Even though I never doubt your loyalty or our bond, I do hope that you haven't forgotten to live in the process. I still remember how it used to be when we were kids, and innocent of wrongdoings of the world. It was an instant click between us when we first met. If I didn't know any better, I would say that destiny brought us together. Locke, you want to go?
Oh, fuck. Okay. We compensated for each other's weaknesses and made the other's strengths go to bigger heights. But it wasn't meant to be, as my parents had to work in a different city and we had to move to be closer to those jobs. The way we parted was harsh and tears were shed. You ran behind the car, waving but crying, eventually giving up since we were going too quick for you to keep up. I kept looking backwards until I was no longer able to see you. I cried myself to sleep that night due to the loss of our friendship we had. Though I will deny that till the day I die, but to be fair, I was 12 at the time. I run a hand through my black but gray hair and sigh. Life has been wild since then. My parents started working in a well-known opera house and we lived happily for a few years. Then my parents got killed while working, doing the thing they loved. After that, I got picked up by a few people and was able to make a future for myself. I'm happy with the family and friends I found along the way. After the shit show I call life and the war I had to go through, I started to try to be a teacher. I chose biology since I know a lot about human anatomy already. Finally, I got my teacher license and instantly applied to teach at our old school, since I heard from mutual acquaintances that they started working there, keeping an eye on the children that roam the hallways. Nibeli, do you want to go after?
Sure.
Okay.
I finally drive into the city and contemplate if I should go bring my stuff to my new apartment or if I should visit the school first. I do not have to think for very long before I notice that I'm subconsciously driving towards the schooling district. I want to see you before I do anything else. New Babylon High is a school with a good reputation and only people with status go there. The high walls are made out of a red brick and the school has big white windows, giving it an imposing but open feel. I park my car in the parking lot that is next to the school. I can see the entrance from where I am sitting and can exactly see who is walking in and out. After a few minutes of waiting, I can hear the buzzer go off, signaling the end of a class, and then I see you walking out of the building. A few children are walking around you, asking questions while you walk to the other building to probably start teaching the next class. Your braids sway as you walk. You have a map with some loose papers in one hand and are adjusting your glasses with the other. Your gaze going back and forth from where you're going to the children asking questions. I grab my new teacher's pass out of the glove compartment of the car in case someone were to ask me what I was doing here, and look at it briefly. I see my grumpy face looking back at me, the name Granda Vita Mortem next to it. I put it in my pocket as I turn off the engine and get out of the car. I can see you look over and stare at me in incomprehension for a few seconds before I see your eyes go wide in realization. I smile slightly and wave. I'm home, Leo.
Oh.
Yay.
Woo! Alright.
Golf claps.
Yeah. Alright. So, with that being said, it's pretty good. So, we're gonna move on to the judging now. So, Locke, do you need a heads up on the criteria again?
No, I can see it in like the notes.
Alright. So, it's a scale out of 5.
So a scale out of 5. I'm not sure how to rate this one. It was really good. I did like it. I'm gonna say 5. Just because I like the story. It gave you a little backstory, like of how apparently Grand and Leo had to end up splitting up as kids, and then how during that time they were away from each other, they grew up, made friends, and eventually made their way back home to Babylon, and eventually got back together. It was really nice.
That was for the first criteria.
For the if it was a fan fiction.
How much did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, for how much I enjoyed it, yeah.
All right.
It's supposed to be 1 to 5? 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10?
No, it's supposed to be 1 out of 5. Hold on. Then
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I'm post. That's the ones right there in the meeting.
Okay. And then for grammar and spelling, I'm gonna have to say 5 as well, just because I didn't see any grammatical errors other than just my own, like trying to say it. And if it's the fan fiction prompt, yeah, it does. It kind of, yeah, it does fit the prompt. They eventually get back to went to the school, so I think they hit all the marks.
So your final score, what was that?
I'd say it's 15.
15. All right then. All right, Knob.
You are very kind, Locke. How much did I enjoy it? It was quite puggly. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the storytelling. It was not perfect, of course. Nothing is, but it was pretty poggers in my eyes. I'll give it a 4. In how much I enjoyed it. Grammar and spelling. While I did not notice any major grammar and spelling stuff, there's no gaps, and it makes it hard to read for me. So I'll give that a 3.
Yeah, it's understandable.
And was it a fan fiction that fit the prompt? While yes, they're teachers now. They're teachers. The most of the like 75% from what I fucking remember out of my head was not at school, but it was great. I did not expect for someone to be a teacher in this setting, because I forgot that that's an option. So yeah, I'll give that a 3.5.
All right. As for me, how much I enjoyed it? I enjoyed it quite a bit. It definitely had that sort of vibe-ish, but it also was to a point of I thought it was pretty good, but at the same time, it also felt kind of like it was really short. I would have really liked it if it went on a bit longer, but I understand, of course, like, yeah. So I'll give it a 4 for that. I really did like it. Just wish it went on some longer, gave a little more backstory, fleshed out a bit. As for critique in that front, the formatting, as Nabelli mentioned, when you're writing this sort of stuff, you definitely want to segment stuff into paragraphs there, just so it's a lot easier to follow, a lot easier to read, because then you just have a block of text there, which will draw some readers away, which you don't want, because it is a good story. It just draws some people away. And as for whether that's a fan fiction that fit the prompt, I'm going to give it a 4. I thought it did fit a lot of the prompt of the high school sort of thing, but it was more or less, the high school stuff came more towards the middle and the end part of it, while the first half was just kind of driving and reminiscing, which nothing bad about it, but it is something about that. So in total there, my final score will be an 11. Locke's final score is a 15, and Nabelli's is a 10.5. So in total, that comes down to 36.5 points for Luna.
Ooh. Good job, Luna.
All right.
Woo!
Yeah.
Everyone clap in the mutes chat.
Yes, clap. Clap like your life depends on it. Give props to the
Yo,
authors. They
be
did
happy.
good. They all did good.
Cheer! Cheer!
Cheer for them, damn it.
Cheer now! God, the power of being a fucking reader.
The power of being an AO3 writer.
Yeah.
Ayo.
The power of being the one on stage.
Yeah. I am authority.
Oh god, he has too much power.
Oh god, I'm going Discord mod!
He's gonna call someone kitten. Oh no.
What the fuck?
let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. That's what I fucking thought.
So I believe the next one is supposed to be when Bunny meets Corporal Submissive.
Yep, that is by Poppy.
Hey,
Oh.
Submissive.
Great, good job, Poppy.
I can
Is
voice
Poppy
act
here?
Maybe.
Yes, they
Yes,
are.
they
Poppy, would you like to come up here and speak?
They're saying save me.
They're
Say-
actively
I think that
collaborating.
might mean they want to come in.
Yeah.
Let's get them in here.
Oh my god.
Get up.
If you don't want to speak, you don't have to, but we'll give you the option to if you'd like. Hello, hi, welcome.
Hello.
Arigato.
Hi. So, tell you want to tell the class about your about this and what your thought was going on behind it?
Okay, so the bunny is obviously my side character, BPD officer.
Oh,
And
I thought this was about foolery.
no, Corporal Submissive is Corporal Alice, which is Champion's BPD officer.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was a tiny ship that was kind of starting to be there in the beginning, but his character obviously moved on to someone else, so it's just gonna remain as a fan fiction.
Gotcha.
That's rough, dude.
That's rough, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry, you're getting cock blocked.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
I don't want to
Yeah,
spoil
that's-
anything though.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Though, any other notes you wanna say before we start reading this?
I'm sorry, Champion.
Are you? Are you really though?
It's
Are you
always good
really
to-
sorry?
It's
Are you
always
really?
good to apologize for the actions.
Somewhat sorry.
There it is. All right. Now, yeah, go back down. Go.
Get
We're
out
gonna
of
read.
here.
We're gonna
Listen,
read this. You're doing good
sit
though.
down.
Thank you. Thank you for submitting this. How do I
Submissive.
move you down? I don't know how to.
You forgot already.
God, danger. You're
There
so-
you go.
There we go.
My mind. You remember I
My
took a
mind is
quarter of an
taking
edible.
notes.
I'm still there, but kind of.
A
I don't
quarter
know.
of an edible to me doesn't sound a lot, but I don't know the power of those things.
Well, it's not that bad. I
Just wait for it to kick in.
think it has kicked in because I feel lightheaded. I only take a quarter of it
Mm.
because it just like means that I don't feel anxious anymore, which I was
Oh.
fearing very much of, knowing I had to read this shit.
Now you can act like a true man and not a fucking pussy.
Fuck off,
Damn.
Dad. Anyways,
Damn, spoken like a true father figure.
all right, let's start this out. So, somewhere out in the middle of the country lived a large family. Many bunnies, raccoons, and squirrels living in harmony. This particular family home hosted a mom, dad, and 11 children. The mom was a squirrel, the dad was a raccoon, and all of the children were bunnies. Not literal animals, mind you. Think of anime cat girls and boys. Got it? Good, moving on. That's a great setup. That's
Wait,
a wonderful
wait a
setup.
minute. Wait a minute. The mom was a squirrel, the dad was a raccoon. How the fuck did they get bunny children?
It's
Necrobot.
anime logic. Duh.
Yeah.
Someone was cheating.
All right.
Recuperate.
All right. Get up, dear. You're gonna be late for your orientation at this rate, came a gruff voice behind a white door covered in painted flowers. A nest of ginger hair and bunny ears stuck out from the floral sheets. The movement of those ears processed these words. The short leopard skin jolted up, round hazel eyes wide, drool covering her chin. She wiped her face and jumped out of bed, almost tripping because her leg was wrapped up in one of the sheets. I'll be right down, Papa, the ginger bunny called out, hopping around on her feet as she struggled to quickly change into her police uniform. It was her first day at the police academy, a specialized university just for aspiring law enforcement. After a while, the bunny stood in front of her full-length mirror, fixing her hair and adjusting her tie. She stuck her tongue out in concentration, her brain intensely focused on making sure she looked presentable before she nodded and skipped out of her bedroom. Fast steps were heard as the bunny rushed down the stairs. She received many kisses and hugs from her younger siblings. Her mom stopped her to make sure she properly ate something. Now, honey, make sure you listen to the superiors and don't talk back like your cousins do, all right? Her mama Isabel advised. Her papa, Tom Schnook. Am I saying that right? Schnook?
Isabella and Tom Schnook.
Tom Schnook let out a full belly laugh and pet the back of the eldest daughter's head, messing with her hair. Take this notebook with you. A gift from me to you. Do well, Harley. Harley closed her eyes and at the petting and smiled. I will, Papa. Love you both. Bye-bye, Mama. Bye-bye, Papa. Bye-bye, Charlie. Bye-bye, Charlie. Oh, Carly, Harriet, Marcus, Elliot, Chris, Pokey, Frog, and Ned. Harley Crin hopped out of her home, making her way. Frog. That, you know what? I'm keeping that. Keep that in the VOD. Making her way to the car and getting started en route to the university.
They gave up on names at Frog.
Yes, my leopard-skinned child is called Frog. Okay, Locke, fucking go.
Oh god, okay, here we go. Multiple cars were parked at the police academy when Harley arrived. Some looked brand new and others looked like they shouldn't even run anymore. So many colors. With a quick inhale and exhale, Harley got out of the vehicle and gathered some luggage out from the trunk. She already had a brief tour of the university, so she knew where the dorms were, so off she went, making sure to lock the car. Hordes of promising officers entered the main central building, getting into seats and already forming groups. A head start on friendships, it seems. Harley inhaled and gripped at the handle of her suitcase, refusing to let nerves get to the best of her. She walked up the steps of the main hall, having to use both arms to carry her case upstairs. She lost her footing at the last step. But before she could fall backwards, a steady arm helped stabilize her balance. The owner of a said arm was a much taller man with the most vibrant green eyes she ever seen. Harley stared in awe, her hands loosening on her luggage, and a rather loud thud echoed through the large interior. The loud noise startled the bunny, and she blinked out of her momentary daze, quickly moving away from the man and grabbing hold of her fallen suitcase. The man seemed to be confused at Harley's fumbling, head tilted, causing some stray hairs to fall over his eyes in a rather alluring way. The cheeks on Harley's face painted a soft pink hue, making her freckles stand out slightly. Harley brushed her hair back into place unnecessarily and straightened her uniform. Thank you, sir. Oh, I'm gonna let Nubelli finish this.
Ah, great, awesome. Thank you. Where were we? Okay. Just as Harley was about to walk away and forget the incident never happened, her shoulder was slightly grasped, preventing her from leaving. Hold on a minute, came from behind her. Harley turned around slowly, eyes wide and slightly scared. The other must have noticed and laughed. However, Harley's mind short-circuited and she couldn't make out what the man said. Sorry? Harley squeaked out, her hands nervously moving along the handle. Officer Alice. EOS Alice is my name. I noticed you're one of the new officers, so figured I should introduce myself. We might work on cases together. Mr. Alice added, his eyes sparkling with mirth. The bunny's brain slowly connected the dots, and she struck out her hand for Mr. Alice to take, but the momentum seemed to surprise the man, and he fell down the stairs. Harley gasped and set her case down, quickly rushing down the stairs and kneeling down to check the officer's head for any bleeding. But alas, the man was dead.
Fucking God.
Harley now had a body count of 1. How sad. Guess the apple truly doesn't fall far from the tree. Harley was already on the path of crime, just like her papa. At least in the end, she still made her papa proud. What the fuck?
Holy shit.
That's one way to end off. Jesus.
Holy shit. First day of fucking school and you already murked someone. What the fuck?
From 0 to 100 real quick.
It's
Holy
like
shit.
fucking Harry Potter day one. Day one, before he even gets sorted into a house, he just fucking murders Draco.
Instead of learning Leviosa, he learns Avada Kedavra.
No, it's the train scene of just Hermione Granger, Oculus Reparo, just a beam of light goes through Harry Potter's skull, fucking dead in 10 minutes.
Oh, what's this? Abacadabra. Woo. Oh shit, he's dead.
My goodness.
Side tangent, have y'all ever seen the Harry Potter with gun? Harry Potter, but
I
with
have,
guns.
yes.
It's just that scene. Hermione puts a fucking gun.
Points a gun right at his fucking head.
Oh yeah, everyone give a clap to Poppy.
Yes. Also, I'm sorry. Clap. I
Yes,
went
clap.
on a rant.
Good job, Poppy. You did amazing.
Good job, Poppy. You did. Good job, Poppy. You killed a man.
My
Was
favorite part
Schnook
was when...
supposed to be like a Tom Nook reference to Animal Crossing?
It is.
Oh.
Yes, Isabella and Tom Schnook were the parents.
Oh my fucking God, Poppy.
My favorite part was when Eos finally died.
Wait, does that mean the rest of these are all references to Animal Crossing, like the names for the kids? Oh, no.
Frog.
Frog.
That would make so much sense.
Frog.
Alright.
Frog is just the frog chair.
Let's move on. Okay, get ratings. I guess I'll go first here. So, my ratings for this are, I am going to give for the need to get this thing up. Yes, for how much I enjoyed it, I'll put it as a 4. I found it as kind of weird. It kind of had like a weird middle, and then just the ending was just like, oh, okay, what the fuck.
The ending was fucking top tier.
That ending though.
Yeah, the ending.
Also, Frog.
Frog.
Shit name for a child.
What are
I'm
we gonna
sorry,
name our
I'm
last
sorry.
child? Frog.
What are you gonna name? Oh, look, honey. What should we name him? Toaster.
The child just came out fucking croaking.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. As for grammatical spelling critique, I'm gonna give it a 5. There wasn't any noticeable spelling mistakes. It was formatted well. I don't have anything against that. And for was it a fan fiction? I'm gonna give it a 3 because it feels very, very realistic in like its approach of going about it. Of like this could have actually happened, except for the part where Eos dies.
That was good.
So that for me is a total score of 12. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll let Locke go next.
Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. So for how much I enjoyed this, I'm gonna give it a 4. I would have loved to have a little bit more after that of just like the main character like trying to run away now from like the staff or like the police officers that are at the academy. That would have been amazing. Or like just trying to hide the body, just anything after that, just to give a little more. But you did a great job, Poppy. As for critique for spelling and grammar, I'm gonna give that a 5 because from what I can tell, you did a great job. Everything's spaced out perfectly. There's no errors from what I can tell. So yeah. And then was it a fan fiction that fits the prompt? I'm gonna give that a 5 as well because yeah, it fits the prompt. It's at an academy. You got a little bit backstory before your character ends up going to the school. Fucking Tom Schnook.
Repeat your scoring again.
So, in total, I believe that's going to be 14.
All right, that's 14. So was, yep, 4, 5, 5. All right, and Knob.
All right, it's my turn. How much did I enjoy it? Now this, first of all, BPV, thumbs up.
Okay.
But yes, I enjoyed it overall. It was very funny. The jokes were good. I enjoyed Tom Schnook, the raccoon, and the fact that Eos died brings me great joy. No
Hell yeah,
offense.
murder.
No offense, but I'm glad you died. So all in all, I'll say I'll give that a 5. It's very good.
5 for murder.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The grammar, spelling, I fact checked. There are literally no typos. That's a 5. And what is the fanfiction that fits the prompt? Technically, they were in a university. Also, they killed a man, so I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
All right, so that's a 14. So then in total there, that is 28. That's a total of 40 points.
Dang, let's go.
Yeah.
Good job, Poppy.
Yep, good job, Poppy. Clap.
Also, as like a little note from Poppy in the tavern, she said Harley T. Schnook points at Tom Schnook's mugshot. That's my dad.
Fuck off. All right.
That was telling.
Next up, Sage DM'd me during this, so they have to go pretty soon. So we're gonna read off theirs next. So
Which one is that?
That
I don't
is-
know. My parents will be home, so
Yeah. that is a Lich Priest's newfound love, of which Sage has already told me about this, and I already want to die.
it is
Okay.
by request a Grand X Nikolai fanfic.
Oh god. Okay. you
I
know what,
completely
Mona,
forgot the theme, so it is not. I already know I'm getting a 0 on that. I apologize.
Oh.
I also apologize in advance. I hope you enjoy.
Oh no.
I feel this is the part where I steal my mom's alcohol.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
this might
I'm
be
gonna-
the
this-
drinking part.
I've been taking little sips, but now I might just have to take a full-on shot.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna grab that other half of the edible and just gulp it down. Probably
I'm
the
so
whole
sorry.
bag too.
There. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything.
All right. Well, with that, then get back down there.
Put down. Under the table.
God.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what?
All right. So Knob.
I gotta start this.
Yes, you fucking do. What we're gonna do here is
It's
there
4 pages long. Why?
Wait, hang on a second.
Sage, why? Why is it 4 pages long?
It's 4 pages long. We're gonna read through this.
Oh no.
I feel it would
Knob,
be
you're gonna
better-
read page 1. I'll read page 2. Locke will read page 3, and then someone will read page 4. But I just want to point out as well, I kind of scrolled along.
There's a
here.
fate of black.
Hey guys.
Yeah, That's the thing. Nikolai voicing Nikolai in this.
I feel it
Hey
would be
Nikolai,
better-
can we get your input? Do you want to voice yourself in this in this?
It would be way better if one of you did a Nikolai impression. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know how to do a Nikolai impression.
You sound like a big deer.
Bah. I don't know how to do your sound.
That's a fucking goat. Are we playing Goat Simulator now?
Goat Simulator in 2022.
Let's fucking go.
Get him up here! Get him up here!
Oh fucking hell! All right.
Oh, he wants to come in. Oh
He's
boy.
Okay, so Nikolai will read off Hello, hi, welcome. You're gonna be guest speaking in
Our
this.
special guest. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Give me
Welcome.
a moment.
This
Fuck.
is your first syndicate fanfiction contest, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It's
get
a
ready to hate
fucking
yourself.
dude. I already do. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
Well, get ready to hate
Yeah.
it more.
All right. Let me pull up the script here. Hold on.
Wait.
I still can't believe they fucking did it. I still can't believe it. All right. Submissions.
Whoever's gonna be. Wait. Oh. Do we have Grand in here too?
Oh my god!
Grand's not in here. Grand
No, okay.
did the smart thing and steered clear.
That is good because literally the
Don't worry,
first
guys.
page is like 2 huge paragraphs of him just talking.
God, all
And
right.
Novelli has to read them.
Don't worry, guys. I can do a perfect Grand impression.
All right, I'm ready.
Alright, go.
Okay. A wealthy and extravagant lich priest named Grand Vitamorem sat alone in his opulent that's a fucking word, opulent mansion. He was used to having his servants and resurrected constantly at his beck and call, but lately he had felt himself growing more and more lonely. He had called old friends, but they either couldn't make it or were busy. He couldn't help but feel like he was losing his status as a rich person. Grant leans back in his chair in solemn contemplation before reaching over for his journal, in which he began to write. Okay, it's fine. Moment to shine. I haven't prepared for this. Fuck. Okay.
I mean, you'd probably say that.
Sometimes it feels like there are more people around than there actually are. The sounds within the omerta are muffled as if everyone is wearing noise-cancelling headphones. Those close to you seem insubstantial, like they could be replaced with a ghoul and no one would notice the difference. For a while I thought it was me who was half afraid of the world, but now I realize it is the world that is half afraid of people like me. They fear me, plain and simple, and I understand why. They fear what I can do, and they will do anything they can to avoid angering me in fear of what I would do to them. If I'm not in the omerta, then it's as if I don't exist. It's as if I'm dead and they can keep on going on with their lives. They fear what I can do. They fear how I can destroy those who oppose and displease me. As shown from past actions, I am more powerful than they know. But I am not invincible. I have weaknesses. Just as they do, the only difference is that I have learned to use them. I just wish they would realize I do not spend my days plotting and scheming on how to spread misery and despair. That I do wish to help them, not hurt them. I am not the evil monster they think I am. I am not a monster at all. I am a man who wants to help others, a man who wants to be better, a better person, a better lich priest, a better leader, a better father, and a better person to those who know and trust me. Grant sets his journal down and sighs before walking over and staring out his window.
Oh boy, here we go. When I first came to the city, I was surprised by the number of people who knew Grand. He was an icon in the community, a celebrated businessman, a philanthropist, and a leader. His name was on buildings, schools, and organizations. He was even immortalized with a statue outside a hotel known as the Omerta. And from what I was told, he was a man who was admired by many, feared by others, and revered by a select few. As I entered the Omerta, a cacophony of sounds could be heard throughout the amphitheater. People were hurrying in and out and all around, either talking to friends, ordering or serving food, or overall just having a wonderful time. I was curious as to why there was such a ruckus. Upon asking, I received a wide range of answers, but the general consensus was that it was the birthday party for Mr. Morton, the self-proclaimed Lich King. Why, the man in black armor, which emitted a purple hue, used air quotes around birthday, confused me, but I carried ever onwards. After a few minutes had gone by, a number of suited individuals accosted me and stated that Mr. Morton wishes to speak with you. They then led me to the top floor of the Umweta and into a private room, where I was greeted by the presence of the Lich Priest of Babylon himself, Grand Vita Mortem. I remember the words of the people I spoke with, that he was a man whose word was his bond, a man who was well known in the Umweta, a man who was well thought of in the Umweta, a man who was also well liked by those who didn't even know him. A man who was also feared by those who didn't know him. His large, blocky frame seemed to loom over me. He didn't say anything for a few moments, and instead continued staring out his window. I took a seat at the far end of the room as he turned and stared at me. The silence that followed stretched on and on. It felt like an eternity. I began to fidget in my seat, unsure of what to say. Soon I began to feel uncomfortable, but I held my tongue. And finally the man spoke. I'll pass it over to Nobelly.
You know what? Thank you. I'll pass this over to Locke.
Oh, fuck. God fucking damn it. Okay. I'm rather intrigued by you, Nikolai. You seem like a man who can be great use to me. You ask many questions and do not seem to know when not to speak. But you have a strong aura and charisma around you. That anyone you speak with feels calm, in a sense, as if they can tell you anything and everything. To my surprise, Oh, wait. You want to read that, or...?
Yeah, I'll just go ahead. You know, fuck,
Okay.
if you want, I could just read the rest. It's up to
Do
you
you want to
guys.
subject yourself to that, though?
I subject myself to many things on the
Then
daily.
go right the fuck ahead, please. Save us.
Y'all owe me. To my surprise, Mr. Mortem drops the cold stare and gives a slight smirk. Even I am being affected by it, Nikolai. After hearing that, I become at a loss for words. Somehow even more so than I was before. Is Mr. Mortem opening up to me? But we just met. Why would he take an interest in me? I'm here on just a diplomatic mission for my people. While I was occupied with my own thoughts, I had failed to notice that Mr. Mortem had slowly begun to approach me. A coy little smile on his face as he uttered the following. I've been quite lonely for some time now, and your enthusiasm and positivity are slowly but surely reminding this old and undead man that there is still beauty in the world, and hope for it. He looms over me as I remain seated, shivering slightly as I take him in. The golden eyes and black uncombed hair lure me in as he slowly closes the distance between our faces. I give a goofy smile of my own before also closing in the distance. Fade to black.
Sex!
Alright, let's see here. As the sunrise occurs, its soft light hits my face and softly beckons me to wake up. As I look around groggily, I notice I am in a bedroom unfamiliar to me. As I sit there, puzzled, I feel something bump into my side. As I look over to see the sleeping form of Grand, his frame partially hidden beneath the blankets. I remember what occurred the previous night, and somehow managed to blush. I can't believe I did that with Mr. Mortem. I mean, yes, it was amazing, but what happens next? Stuck in my own head with thoughts spinning all around me, I failed to notice Grand wake up and shift over next to me. He places a small hand on my shoulder and whispers in my ear, I hope you enjoyed our previous night, my little Nikolai. I turn to him, still blushing furiously, and softly nod my head to him. Yes, Mr. Mortem, but why me? Grand chuckles before fixing their golden eyes onto me. Because the moment I saw you, I realized you were special. I do not lower my guard to just anyone, I hope you know. But I wish to continue exploring this potential relationship, if you so wish, of course. Grand then leans back and waits for me to respond. After giving it a few minutes, I make my decision and turn to Grand, smiling softly before giving a nod of my head. Yes, I would love to, Grant. Grant smiles before giving me a peck on the lips and getting out of the bed. I shall go and take a shower, but we can talk more afterward, my little Nikolai. Grant then steps into the bathroom and I stay sitting on the bed, thinking about the future with a wide grin on my face. 20 years later, I find myself sitting on a balcony, sipping a small cup of coffee. Outside a little cafe in Paris, and sitting across from me, my husband, my dear Grant. I cannot believe 20 years have passed since that miraculous night since we first met. I am still grateful to this day that he opened my heart. No, my heart? No, his heart to me. As we wouldn't be here if that was not the case. But of course, when I first met him, I was scared to be in his presence. But once I got to know him, I realized that aside from his flaws and the times when he has to do some fairly cruel things to our enemies, that none of it compared to the impact that he had on people's lives. He was one of those people you meet and instantly have a connection with. He made everyone feel important. He treated everyone with respect. He is my dear Grant, and I love him. The end.
I need bleach for my eyes.
Can I be entirely honest?
What?
This is the gayest thing I've ever read.
No, really?
Oh, you don't say.
Wow, it's
They fucked.
They fucked. Moral of the story.
That's
it's
what I got
August,
out of
not
it.
June.
Hopefully, I was able to
They went
ride
on-
with the
they went
vocal
on
voice
for-
line.
All right, so thank you. No, applause to Nikolai
Yes,
for
thank
for
you.
being
Thank you for
brave.
putting yourself through that.
You
Uh-huh.
get
No, get Nikolai out of here. Get him out.
yeah.
Of
You
Yeah, I'll take care.
for your sacrifice, Nikolai. I'll give you a juice box.
Dope. All right, I gotta head out either way, so you all take
right, see ya.
care.
Yes,
Sage
take
wishes
care.
to
Thank
say
you.
Something. Sage wishes to say something.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Don't tell Grand. Someone quickly DM Grand about the sex story.
All right, I guess I'm gonna just go first so I can get this out of the way, very quickly. All right, so how much did I enjoy it?
You have to be
And
honest.
the answer's that. Grammar, spelling, and critique. Was pretty good. I will be very honest. I'll give that a 5. Just for that. And then for the prior one, I'm gonna just be very honest. I'll give how much I enjoyed it a 2. It was enjoyable for the cringe. And as for what the fanfiction filled the prompt, Sage already admitted themselves that this wasn't entirely fitting in that, and there wasn't really anything like that, so this is going to be a 1 from me.
Okay.
Can I go next?
Yes.
Yes, I can. How much did I enjoy it? Now, contrary to popular belief, gay stuff is pretty fire. So I, quite honestly, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when they almost got pregnant. And
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I hope they used protection. Overall, it was all right. I enjoyed it. It stayed on character.
Oh my
Very
god.
quiet. And I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. It was pretty all right.
I'm gonna bump
Alright.
mine actually up originally to a 3, so I'll put that at a 9. I'll be fair. I'll be 9. That's the only kindness I'm giving this. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then, grammar. You missed 2 commas, 1 dot, and there was a couple bad things otherwise. I counted. So overall, I'm gonna give that a 3. Does it fit the theme? No, 0. End of story. Thank you.
That is a total of 7.
Good job. Okay.
And then Locke.
Fuck, I don't even know. Okay. How much did I enjoy this? I'm gonna give it 2 because it was enjoyable to cringe at. Like that's it. That's really it for it. As for grammar and spelling, I'm gonna give it a 4. Didn't really see any grammatical errors. Everything spaced out pretty good. The only issue I have with it is for like the parts where character is supposed to be speaking. It was a little confusing on which one is supposed to be speaking at the time until like one of them says each other's name. That's the only like minor issue I have with it. As for if it fits the prompt, I'm giving it a 1 because the Fade to Black kind of just sounds like a prom night. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Alright, so with that, Sage's total score comes to 22 points. Clap for Sage.
I'm not gonna clap because they just said part 2 Grand Nikolai's kid.
Yeah,
go to school.
they said that just as I did that. So
Yep, we're gonna
clap for Sage, but just I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Hang on, give me a second.
A for effort. I'm gonna give you a B for effort. You had heart. It just wasn't right for the right kind of effort. Thousand-yard stare.
I have consumed the other half or the other quarter of the weed gummy.
The other quarter? Oh no!
I think you deserve it.
Sage, look what you've done. You made fucking Danger taking another bite of his.
Which
fucking
one would get
edible.
pregnant? Grand or Nikolai?
Anyways,
I don't want to know that.
With that we have 5 more to go.
Oh.
And the next one we have is a submission. No, Nikolai, stop it. The next one we have is a submission from Naori,
Oh yeah.
which is titled The Elf and the Bear. It is 10 pages long. Unfortunately, we're not going to read through those 10 pages, but you are encouraged to, if you want to, read through it. Do it!
There are a couple of pages, yeah.
Are they in the
They're telling-
VC right now?
They're telling us to
Naori,
skip it.
do you not, if you wish to, would you like to come up here and speak, or would you rather not? That is a no? Okay.
They are screaming.
Is there any
They are-
notes you would like us to know just in the tavern mutes?
Yep.
They are suffering.
It's also just, I'm going to point this out here as well. Yes, we are going to be reading this out, Naori, because,
And say
yes, Naori, you were the one who wrote this.
you submitted it.
You submitted this.
You.
Yes,
made
you
it.
regret
saying-
it. Like we regret all things.
You're saying skip it, and yet you already submitted it into the contest.
Suffer for your sins, yeah. Okay, so with that, we're gonna get started with this. So I'll go first. I'll read up until the first dot on the second page.
Hey, I think we should let Locke go first.
Ah, fucking damn it.
All right, Locke. Yep, you go up to the first dot there. Then I'll take over until the next one, and then Nabelli, you take over until the next one, and then I guess I can finish off the page.
God, okay.
Among Us to you, Locke.
I fucking hate this. Let's go. The Elf and the Bear, unsure feelings. The room was silent as Nemori stared at the back of his head. His white silky hair rested nicely on his neck. His ears at the top of his head flickered to the sound only he could hear. Possibly someone speaking in the hallways or a pin drop, Her palms were slightly sweaty at the thought of reaching out and tapping him on the shoulder. But she was frozen, afraid to speak to him. Would he snap at me? Would he attack? She thought to herself. Everyone was afraid of him, and he only hung around a few people that those at the university would consider popular. He sat there writing notes into his book. Mary couldn't help but admire how focused he was when it came to his work. Outside, they could call him a beast. He was wild, strong, and feared by almost everyone. Mary was one of those who feared him, but wanted to know him more. He was interesting and caught her eyes just by one glance. Namari was called out to her, but she didn't respond. Namari! Followed with a slam on the desk. She quickly escaped her trance. Looking up at her, Professor. I'm sorry, the professor quickly cut in. You were staring at Bjorn's head once again. She said. Namari fell silent, listening to the others around in the class whispering to one another. Feeling the heat rise quickly to her face, she looks at Bjorn, noticing that he was already looking back at her, with his same bored expression, unable to tell how he feels about the situation. She looks down at her book to avoid eye contact with him. The bell suddenly rang and everyone began to pack away their things. Namari was the first one out of the class, filled with embarrassment. Nai, wait up. She looked back, seeing her closest friend, Yemi, headed her way. She stopped and waited for them. So, did you do it? Yemi asked as she approached. They began walking together to the parking lot. Of course not, this is Bjorn we're talking about. And not only that, but my professor caught me staring at his head once again, and called me out in front of the entire class. She mumbles out, ouch. Okay, listen, the next time you see him, talk to him. Yemi suggested as they pull out their car keys. I reached into my bag, pulling out the key to my motorcycle. Absolutely not. I don't think he's interested in me, nor will he ever be. I'm an elf. He's a bear. Namari exclaimed. She lets out a sigh, opening Yemi's car door. She pulls out her jacket and helmet. He gave me such a bored look, she mumbles. He always looked bored. Maybe sometimes angry. Yemi says as Namari puts on her jacket before looking at her. Could be the look of love. Yemi slurs. That is not a thing, and I hope you never say that again, little rabbit. Namari says, climbing onto her bike before pushing her pointed ear back slightly and sliding her helmet onto her head. Bunny. Bunny, Bunny. Yemi says, placing a hand on her hip. I'll try again for your sake. As of right now, I have other things to focus on. Namari says as she starts up her bike and slides her visor down. Succeed, Yemi yells before getting into her car with a big smile on her face. Okay. Who's next?
Hey, now it's my go. So, you did what? Valerie shouts in shock as Nymeria tells her what happened today. I know, but sometimes I can't help but just admire from a distance, Nymeria said with a small smile. You sit right behind him. Now you've made yourself look like a fool being caught like that. She sighs in defeat at Nymeria's actions. There was a knock on their apartment door, and Nymeria groaned, knowing exactly who it was. She walked over, opening the door to be greeted by a smiling mask looking down at her. I'm not interested in what you're selling, she said with a frown. His small chuckle escapes him, turning into a long, menacing laugh. Get in, or I'll push you off the balcony, entertainer. He laughs as he walks in. She closes the door and rolls her eyes. Menace. Anyways, I'll be in my room, contemplating on my life. Nymeria gives a small smile before making her way to her room, closing the door behind her. She plopped down onto the bed and groaned in frustration. Hopefully tomorrow can get a better chance, she mumbled to herself. The next day. So how was your sleep? Entertainer asked as Nymeria walked out of her room, dressed and ready for another day at university. He was settled on the couch with a book in his hand. My sleep was great. But why are you still here? She asked as she walked to the kitchen, gathering some ingredients to make herself a sandwich to eat. I'm always here, he responded. No surprise there, she sighed, quickly putting something together and without knowing, once her sandwich was made, Entertainer was already next to her. He leaned in, reaching over and taking the sandwich. Hey, I need that you need to stop taking my lunch. Okay. She took the sandwich carefully and pushed him away with her hip. Valerie will cook tonight, so stick around for that, she said, wrapping up the sandwich and sliding it into her bag. One more thing. About that bear guy, he started, looking over in her direction. If you're gonna try and talk me out of this, I can't just push how I feel about someone aside. I like him, I really do, and eventually I'll have to overcome my fears and speak with him, Nymeria said. I'll tell you this now, for you, that's suicide, he says, laughing slightly. Sure, Nymeria quickly gathered up her things along with her jacket and helmet. See you tonight. And with that, she walked out of the apartment. Oh, Nabelli.
My time to shine. Alright. New! Nymeria turned around before entering her tutor room to see Yami headed her way. Oh hey, you went outside when I arrived. I had to bring this thing with me, she said, showing Yami her motorcycle helmet. Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up with a certain vampire, they said, their face turning a slight shade of red. A chuckle escaped Nymeria's lips as she watched Yami change color. Apology accepted. You were with your crush, so you're forgiven. Move out of the way, someone said to both Nymeria and Yami. She looked up to see none other than Jack himself. Holy. Nymeria groaned slightly in annoyance and moved aside. Perhaps an excuse me would have been better, Yami says. Jack stops and turns to look at both of them. You're blocking the way. How about you step back? He glares at Yami. We get it. It's your hallway, but be careful where you're standing. There are bigger people here than you, Nymeria said with a small smile. And you're not one of them, little elf. Oh, that was Jack. You're not one of them, little elf, Jack says, hovering over her. What's the problem here? His familiar voice rang through Nymeria's ears, bringing a smile to her lips, but she quickly made it go away as she turned around to see Bjorn towering above all of them. Those two idiots think it was a good idea to block the doorway, Jack says. They're not in your way anymore, are they? Bjorn asked. No. There you go. They're not in your way anymore, so why are you still standing here and not inside the room? Bjorn said as he slid the door open. Jack bit his tongue and walked into the room. Thanks. He was quite a pain in the ass, Nymeria thought it, but was cut off by Bjorn. Don't thank me. Just stop blocking others' way. He looked down at the helmet in Nymeria's grip and raised a brow. He reaches out and takes the helmet. Hey! She exclaims as she examines the helmet before looking back at her. I didn't take you for a biker. That's decent. He pushes the helmet to her chest before making his way into the room. Nymeria turned her attention to Yami, who winked and gave a smirk. I guess you can say that's the first step. You actually had a conversation with him. Now you should feel more you should feel comfortable talking more, she said, giggling slightly. It'll take more than just that. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'll see you tonight, Yami says before walking away. More like slipping away. Nymeria smiled at her before walking into the room, making her way to her seat. She placed the helmet down on the empty space to her left and got her books out along with her pen. Bazinga.
10 out of 10 voicing.
Oh, thank you, I know.
Great job. All right, yeah, I'll finish off the page to the hyphen there.
Okay.
All right, don't forget to finish your assignment and bring them in to me on Monday. That is your deadline, so remember that, our professor reminded us. Nymeria packed up her things quickly and made her way over to the classroom. When she noticed Yami standing by a car waiting, she quickly approached with a smile. I didn't make a fool of myself this time in class. Went smoothly. No staring at Bjorn's head in silence, Nymeria said proudly as Yami only chuckled. Well, that's a good start. So where's her helmet? Yami asked with a smirk. Ah, crap. Forgot it in the tutor room. Well, don't look now, but the giant bear is headed your way with your helmet, she says before running into her car, closing the door and starting it up. You little... Hey, Bjorn started. Nymeria turned around and looked at him. Yeah, I know, he pushed the helmet to her chest and held it there. Don't just leave it lying around. I'm sure it's expensive and very valuable to you, he says. She held on to the helmet, her fingers brushed slightly against his before he moved his hand to release it. She looked up at Bjorn, seeing that his ears were pointed up slightly, but he held a relaxed expression. Sorry, she mumbled. Why are you apologizing? He asked, tilting his head slightly. I felt like I needed to. She could feel the heat rise up in her face because of the way he stared directly at her and tilted head. I have to go. Thank you for bringing my helmet for me. She walked over her motorcycle, getting onto it along by placing her helmet down over her head. She glanced back over to Bjorn to see that he was still standing there, looking at her. Namira's heart fluttered at the action as she started up her motorcycle. He's watching me, she thought to herself. She reversed out of the parking spot, and immediately took off. Woo!
And
Bro,
immediately
I'm playing
last-
for honor right now.
And then
That's-
the last thing that is said is, she's weird from Poi.
She's weird.
Woo! Let's go.
Several people are typing.
I
Oh,
hope. Oh yeah. Everyone say hello to Bear Pog here.
Yes,
Matt.
Bear.
Yes, hello, Bear. Damn, we should have got Bear in here to voice parts of that.
God damn
Dude,
it.
My voice acting is as better as the real guy. That's what I'm saying.
You did an amazing Jack impression.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of Bear,
impression of me, you know, top fucking notch, my gamer. Absolutely top fucking notch.
Top
Thank
notch.
you.
Hot. I'd fuck
fucking
myself.
amazing.
100%.
I'm good at it.
Yes,
All
from
right.
the Belly's impression, I too would have sex with
I too would have sex with my own voice.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my fuck. I don't.
Yeah, this was
Here's
this was
my
an
chat
experience
fucking
to
voice
listen
ever.
to. Hoo boy. That's the most I'm going to say about it.
Now, I have to question, did you know about this?
Absolutely 100%.
Oh my fucking...
I was told about it a while ago. So I was told that I was being put in a fanfic a while ago, and I was just who told me? I ain't no fucking snitch. Fuck you.
All right. Well, thank you, Bear, for giving your insight. Now, fuck off, gamer.
Fuck off.
Go fuck yourself, my gamer.
Now get out of here before. Okay, he got out of there before I started going Xbox Live on his ass.
Oh god, no.
Please
Oh
go
no, he's
Xbox
back.
Live on my ass. Please, I beg you.
Please, no, don't do it, I'm streaming.
Oh wait, no, fuck you, streaming. God damn it, I can't be racist.
Alright.
All right. Anyways,
May I begin? then?
yes, Knob, go first.
How much did I enjoy it? It was very puggers. There was a wide range of characters. I feel that was a good addition. I like people. Overall, pretty good. I enjoyed the story. It had Jack. He's attractive. I like him. And it had Bear Park and other people too. So I think I'm gonna give this a solid 4. Grammar and spelling. Look, now this is where it gets rough. On page 4, you misspelled the word apologizing, and on page 9, you misspelled center. I'm gonna have to give that a 3. I'm sorry.
We didn't even get to those pages.
How the fuck?
How did you
I'm-
know about that?
I'm sorry. I just have a keen eye. Anyway, did it fit the prompt? So, yeah, I'd say it did. That's a solid 4. Good job.
All right. All right. For me, going. Did you want to go first, Locke?
Fuck it, yeah, I'll go.
All right.
Okay, so if I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give that a 5. Very good story, very like high school anime plot esque. Top tier voicing from Nubelli.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Grammar and spelling, I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give that a 5. I don't really see anything wrong, I guess, other than what Nobelli said, that even though we didn't get to those pages. And for if it fit the prompt, I'm gonna give that a 5 as well. Again, it's in high school. They're all students. Don't know who the fuck the teachers are, but yeah. So in total, that's a 15.
All right. So, for me, did I enjoy it? I really did. I thought it was pretty good with the way that it was gone about a lot of different characters. So I'm gonna give that, much like the Billy said, a solid 4. For spelling and grammar, I didn't notice that many spelling errors, but I did notice there was one instance where it flopped to first person and then went back to third person, which was, I think, where I was reading there. So I'm gonna give it a 4 there. And as for this is a fan fiction that fits the prompt, I'm gonna give it a 5. This absolutely is like peak definition kind of fan fiction, and more or less, I guess, kind of the thing that when you think of high school fan fiction prompt, like this is what it is. So
Ain't it?
in a total,
Maybe.
I'll give that a 13. So in total there, that gives Naori 39 points.
Nice. Good job, Naori.
All right.
Whoa! Yeah!
Oh, Jesus. So now with that out of the way, we move on to. We have 4 more of these left. Do we want to switch it up a bit, or do we want to keep going down the list here of like order of submission?
Oh god, I'm not sure.
Because the thing, I'll put it. We have 4 more left. We have one that is 5 pages, one that is 43, one that is 1 page, and one that is another 4.
I'll read all of Incense.
In Sanatorium, buddy, you're an amazing fucking writer. We're not reading that.
Someone mute Danger. I'll read all of it.
You cannot mute me. I am God. I am God here. In this
God, he's sucking his
VC.
cock.
Oh, he's pulling his cock out.
He's pulling his cock out.
I really wish I could just shut you the fuck up in here. All right. All right, let's go with the. You know what? Let's read
Should we
crabs.
Okay,
Let's
which
go
one-
with crabs first. So,
Web.
Which one is that? Let's see.
wow. Yes, that is club. Yep, that is the one titled Club Activities. And is Crab here at the moment?
Can we get Mr.
Was.
Crippled in here?
Yes, you are. So I'm gonna invite you up to speak, motherfucker.
Mr. Crippled.
Hello.
Hello.
Good choice this time.
Hi. That's me.
Yes,
Ah.
hello.
What do you want from me?
Tell us a bit about what you've written.
A lot. I've written a lot.
What was your inspiration?
My original inspiration was way back one day when I was extremely bored at school, and I was like, what would happen if there were like people in the syndicate that were assigned to different clubs, like within a school, and who would be club leaders, who would be part of what particular club. And I just kind of like remembered way back to that, and I always thought about writing a thing for it. And then the prompt, ironically, fit that perfectly. So I was like, well, this is my opportunity. Now, I'm not the best of writers. I am dyslexic. I am partially illiterate, and I have failed numerous English classes. So, warning now, not the best of, or the most well-written story, but it's mine. So, it's bits
That's
of
all that
cringe in there,
matters.
bits of hopeful comedic stuff, and bits of just everyday life.
All right,
Yeah.
so it's a slice of life sort of thing. Gotcha.
Essentially, slice of life.
All right. Well, thank you, Crab. You can get back down there now, and we'll begin reading. I'll start because yeah, I kind of like this already because it already says chemistry lab, and so that already gets my dick hard. So the slight sound of an explosion could be heard echoing through the empty upper hallway of the school, with a thin smoke cloud leaking through out from the chemistry lab. A tall candid with gray skin, long pink hair with darker highlights and maroon eyes slams the door open. Stepping into the smoke-filled room, she lets out a shout, "Fire!" before running to grab a nearby extinguisher hanging off the wall. "Stand back," she said, holding the pin in preparation, readying her stance before starting to push down the lever. Wait, says a voice before the smoke begins to dissipate, revealing a tall wood elf with messy brown hair and blue eyes. Still coughing. "There's no fire." He pats off the dust in his lab coat. "Just a chemical test. One final cough." I don't know if I should be coughing for that, or if I should just say I don't know.
Aggressive
You
cough.
might as well make it sound like you're dying.
The cannon lets out a sigh of relief. You know, you should really wait for Wither when you do that stuff. As she puts her safety pin back on the extinguisher and hangs it on the wall. Yeah, but at least nothing actually caught on fire, he says before one of the breakers ignites into flames. He rushes to quickly extinguish the flame. My bad. The cannon lets out another sigh. Just please don't blow up the school, Crab. He takes off his lab coat and folds it before putting it back into the pile of lab coats. I promise I won't. Sorry if I worried anyone, Yuki. Yuki likely hits Crab on the shoulder. It's fine. Just be a little more careful. I will, Crab says. Yuki looked back at the clock hanging on the wall. Anyway, it's after school, so everyone should be back at their clubs by now. Yep. Want to go see how everyone's doing? Sure, says Yuki. Crab finishes tidying up the lab before walking out of the hallway with Yuki. Let's get moving, he says before closing the door behind him. As they started walking down the hall to the club rooms, the two quietly walk into the art room, trying not to disturb the members focusing on their work. They give their club leader away. A tall, black-haired feeler with golden eyes and gray skin gives a wave back before continuing on with their work. Yuki and Crab walk back to the hallway, continuing down. They approach the next room, reading the door labeled Photography Club. They take a step inside, seeing a cork board with hundreds of photos stuck onto it. The two take a minute to admire the photos before turning to see the only person currently in the classroom. A light blue feathered harpy with blue eyes that can be seen taking pictures of bird outside the classroom window. Yuki quietly walks over to them, taps on the shoulder. The harpy turns around to see Yuki standing above them. Hey Yuki, when did you get here? Just now. We were going to go around checking out the clubs. How are you doing, Feather? Feather hope we didn't disturb you the bird watching, says Yuki. Anyone want to go?
Okay, I'll do it.
Hey.
Feather tilts their head to the side to see Crab still admiring the photos. Oh, hi, Crab. Feather says, giving Crab a quick wave. Feather turns back to Yuki, but no, you two are fine. I already have more than enough bird pictures. I'm doing good, in fact. Maybe too many. I could use some fresh photos on the board. You two said you were going around to the clubs? Crab finishes admiring the photos and walks over to Feather and Yuki. Yep, we were just saying hi to people. Feather thinks for a minute. Could I come with you guys to the different clubs? I could get some new pictures of them while you guys say hi. Crab and Yuki look at each other, then turn back to Feather. Yuki smiles. I don't see why not. That seems like it would be fun. Crab nods in agreement. Feather gives a smile back before grabbing their camera and standing up from their desk. So, should we be off then? Yuki heads over to the door. Yep, let's go. Before they all walk into the hallway, closing the door behind them. Three walk down the hall in the next club room. Feather stops and takes a picture of the label before they all enter. Chess Club. Stepping into the room, they look around and see various members focusing on their games. With it being fairly quiet, the three slowly walk around, observing the individual games, having Feather take subtle pictures of each. Eventually, they make their way to the last desk, noticing it to have a single person without an opponent. Crab, having a confused look on his face, decides to ask the lone person, "Where's your opponent?" The person looks up at Crab, removing his fedora hat. He had some business he needed to take care of, so I'm preparing for his return. He smiles. He says while smiling. Crab gives a nod, understanding. I see. Well, I wish you luck with that, he says before the stranger gives a nod back and returns to focusing on his board. Feather walks over and gets a picture of the stranger before the three make their way out of the club room. Nobelli, do you want to continue after that?
I am prepared. Okay. Yuki looked at the clock in the hallway. So, what do we have next? She said as they continued walking. Crab, with nervous expression, points the label to the next club room. Occult Club. Feather takes a picture of the label. Yuki looked really nervous. Oh. Yuki smiles in an attempt to look less nervous. Maybe they just roleplay stuff, you know? She says as they slowly open the door to peek inside. Looking inside, they see a single person standing in the center of the dimly lit room. With a smile on their face as numerous arms start rising from the circle drawn beneath them, the person starts laughing maniacally. Yuki and Crab look at each other before slowly closing the door. Feather snapping a quick picture before they close it. All three look at each other with nervous and confused expressions on their faces. Let's not talk about this. Agreed? Feather and Crab respond at the same time. Agreed. They continue walking to the next club. They eventually arrive at the next room, Feather taking another picture of the label before all three enter. Journalism Club. Entering into the room, the three notice that all members are sitting separately in groups of three. With each set of desks in a triangle formation, Feather quickly sneaks pictures of each while Yuki and Crab go around to see to see each group working on different articles for the school papers. With a confused look on his face, Crab walks over to the seemingly empty desk of the classroom before turning to Yuki. Where's it? Crab gets cut off mid-sentence by the sound of someone snoring from behind the desk. You and Crab walk behind the desk to find someone sleeping with a newspaper covered in their face. Feather walks over to fucking see the still unconscious person, taking a picture of them before looking at Crab and Yuki. Should we wake them up? Also, we look at each other and shrug before lifting the paper off to reveal a brown-haired candid with derpy features and purple eyes. The candid slowly awoke, rubbing his eyes. 5 more minutes. Yuki pokes the candid. Vermin, you're at school. Vermin's eyes shut open. I'm late for school? Well, I'm already at school, he says before laying back down. Feather holding back a laugh. Vermin, aren't you the club lead? Vermin just back up. I'm a club lead! Oh, I'm already in my club. He says slowly, standing up to adjust himself, facing Yuki and Crab. Bonjour. Welcome. Apologies that I didn't get too much sleep. What can I do for you? Vermin says, fixing his hat. Crab laughing behind Yuki. We're stopping by to check out the clubs. Vermin giving a nod of understanding. And how has that been going? Feather snapping pictures of the room from the front desk. It's been going good. I've been getting some good pictures. I see. Well, I hope you enjoyed the club. Vermin yawns before pulling out a box from beneath the desk, beginning to lay down inside. I'm gonna get some rest. Keep it groovy. He says, covering the box with a newspaper. Feather takes a picture of the box. Night, Vermin. Yuki, Crab, and Feather make their way out of the room. Walking out to the hallway, Yuki checks the clock on the wall. Looks like school is gonna be closing soon. What do we have left before then? Crab stops to think for a moment. There is one that should still be running, but it's on the other side of the school. Yuki sprints ahead of Crab and Feather down the hall. Then let's move. Feather and Crab quickly follow behind. Yuki arriving at the club room a moment before the others, reading the label on the door. As Yuki reaches for the door handle, she starts noticing the minute details of the area around her. The cracks and crevices in the ceiling, the scuff marks and indents on the walls, the scrapes and scratches on the floor. She falls to her knees, feeling the overwhelming wave of heat, turning her head to see Feather and Crab arrive next to her, the two having looks of despair on their faces. Yuki collapses on the floor, watching as the walls and ceiling crumble around her, revealing a crimson-lit sky. The floor beneath turning to that of cracked and charred rock, and finally looking to see Feather and Crab dissolve into dust. Yuki looks to see the still standing club door rust away. Yuki smiles. So the nightmare continues.
Okay, that was a twist I was not expecting.
What the fuck?
Yay!
I thought this was just supposed to be a high school thing. What?
I was getting like the fucking Yandere simulator game vibes for like a minute, and then
it just...
it was a dream all along.
Jeez.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. When Vermin came in, I was hyped up, bro. I love Vermin. That's like my boss.
I'm
He's a guy.
assuming.
I love Vermin. He's my dad.
He is. I wish he was. He could be.
I'm assuming
That's
Crab had to,
gay.
I'm
He's
assuming
gay?
Crab had to like study Vermin for like a while just to see what he would do in a situation like this, because this is almost spot on.
That
like-
was good. All right. So
I like how Fukuro kept taking pictures of him.
Where those pictures at, Fukuro?
So that's very on brand. People love taking pictures of Vermin.
Mm-hmm.
Danger.
all right, I can for whether or not for how I thought about it, I really like this. I'm gonna give it a 5 because like the twist at the end was a little bit odd and weird, but I'm still giving it a 5 because I really did enjoy just kind of like the general vibe of it. It was interesting to see like the concept of like if people were to run clubs, who would run who, and then that twist at the end too was it was good, but it was also just like, okay, what the fuck?
With the EOS guy.
Grammar and critique, I'm gonna give this a 3. The formatting on it was a little weird, especially with the like the asterisks there indicating like different motions and stuff like that. It was kind of weird with that sort of thing, and I noticed as well there were a few typos and grammatical errors that just I noticed while reading through it, which is why I'm giving it that 3. Fan fiction, I'm gonna give this a 4. I thought it did a really good job of capturing the sort of high school feel thing, but the ending was just kind of like bringing it as like, okay, what the fuck? It's a little weird. But yeah, so that comes out to a total score from me of 12 points. So who wants to go next?
Me.
Great.
Wait, give me a moment. I have to handle my money. Yeah. Let's see here. How much did I enjoy it? Personally, that was very fucking poggers. If you paid really close attention, I got really into it and I accidentally read like 2 pages.
You did.
Yeah, if you paid close attention, you might have noticed that. Yeah, personally, I liked it a lot. Very poggers. I'll give that a 5. My favorite so far. Grammatical errors and such, I'll be real with you, pretty shit. I kind of read some of the things and I'm like, that's not how that's spelled. But I know you're dyslexic. I'm gonna go easy on you. I'm gonna give it a 1. Then finally, fan fiction. I think yeah, clubs are a part of schools in the America. Not here though. We don't have those. So I'm gonna give it a 5 because I think that fits. I liked the characters again too. There was quite a many of them. Very promising.
Alright, so what does the total score come up for you?
Fucking 11.
Alright. Now, Locke.
Okay, so for if I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give that a 5. It was top tier story. I loved the part where Vermin appeared, and I could just hear him like panicking in my head, just going, "I'm not at school."
Vermin noise.
Just all the vermin noises. I could just hear that in my head. For grammar and spelling and critique, I'm gonna give that a 4. I did notice that it was formatted a little weird, few typos, but it's definitely better than what I probably would have wrote. And for if it's a fanfic, I'm gonna give that a 4 as well. Unfortunately, we don't really have clubs, at least not many in high schools. So, at least for where I grew up, we didn't. So, I'm gonna give that, and as well for the ending. It was a little weird, but other than that, you did a really good job, Crab. So,
All right,
in total,
and
that's 13.
Yep, that is... No, wait, is that 13? Yes, that is 13 for you, so that comes out to a total of 36 points for Crab.
Nice.
All right, and now with that, we get on to my most anticipated read yet, in Sanatorium.
Okay, before we
So-
do this, can I ask we take a small break before we get to this?
Yeah, we can take a small break, but you can take that break, but I'm gonna invite in Sanatorium up here to actually give us a little bit of a talk.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Wait to read all 43 pages right here and now.
Yeah, we're not reading the 43 pages. Hello in Sanatorium.
Bonjour.
You sound dead.
Morning.
I just woke up not long ago.
No, I get that.
We
So,
want to say good morning in Sanatorium.
yes, morning. But you've done a fan fiction for every single one of these contests that we've done. And I'll be very honest, and Leo and I are on the same book. Like, we fucking love these. They're really good.
Hey.
But I want to ask as well, as just a more of a question before I ask the standard all of that. what encouraged you to have this be so long? Like, is it just you got carried
Well,
away, or was it?
It is that I got carried away because, like, at first I couldn't think of what to write with the the with the topic, but then I realized there's a section of lore that I've been wanting to write for like quite some time, but I can never put it into words, and I then felt like this is the perfect fitting for it because it's based around this place called the Institute. Like, this isn't exactly takes place in Babylon. It doesn't have characters from the Syndicate, but this is like a place that could possibly be like still in the world of the Syndicate. Just yeah.
Alright. So yeah, any notes you want to add before we get started, though?
I can't think of any.
Alright, then. Well then, thank you, Insanatorium. We're gonna get you back down there now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna very quickly go because I realize I want to grab some more caffeine. And I will be back in just one moment, and then we'll go about starting this.
Okay.
I hope everyone's having a pugger's time. Ooh.
Okay, so now that we're on a little break, I just realized in my stream I had myself muted the whole fucking time.
Don't worry. It won't matter if the VOD has missed like five thirds of every story. You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that your school had a gambling ring, Dylan.
Every school has a gambling ring.
You're not completely wrong.
This is the sound of addiction.
I wish I had caffeine, but drugs are bad for you.
I have caffeine and alcohol.
You're
right
standing next to two Diablos. The fuck do you mean drugs are bad for you?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
having-
a police officer, bro. I never take
now.
drugs.
Not. Let me
No.
tell you this right now. I'm having alcohol and caffeine right now. I'm getting all kinds of fucked up.
I'm having. Okay, listen to I'm having water. Imagine
Bitch.
that. Yeah. Fuck
Weak.
you.
All right, let's get started with this. So, this is Wally. I'll start with this. I'll read the first page, and then you can both read. One of you read second page, one of you read third page, and then we can decide about the fourth page, because fourth page is probably where we're going to end it. Just because there's a lot to this, and we still have two more to go over. So, y'all ready?
I'm not sure, but let's just go.
Alright. This method of treatment is a form of therapy usually utilized for patients to help alleviate stress so the stress doesn't fester into something problematic in the process of their recovery. And I'm afraid you, my dear, are very stressed. A man with a calm tone said, his voice echoing softly into the darkness of the tank. The man's entire head was covered in a hood made of material similar to that of a surgical gown. Over the hood was a pair of foggy goggles where the man's eyes should be, staring at the student floating in the center of the tank, shaking, trembling, floating in the middle of the near pitch blackness, only flawed by the gap of light shining where the hooded man was peeping through. The girl floating in water was that had become valedictorian of Rita Hawley from East Babylon. Her once pretty, light brown, curly hair had dwindled into a sludge black. Her once light tanned skin was now unearthly pale with an oily, iridescent shine to it. Her once healthy shaped physique had become a scrawny and shriveled husk. The once curiosity-filled and cunning eyes were now fluid with fear and confusion, black sags forming underneath the eyelids. Her mouth and nose was covered by a mask with a tube connecting the top of the tank lid, most likely used for providing air to the wearer. Shaky eyes staring at the hooded man. I'm sure a gifted, intelligent individual like yourself's familiar with the term sensory deprivation, no? The man asked gently. The echoes of his soft words seemingly caused light ripples in the water. Rita nodded to the man, her eyes displaying fear to what was to come, yet did not show any signs of restraint, of resistance or plans to escape. Good, good. Then you should be aware of what is to follow. The man then gently closed the lid of the tank, plunging Rita into complete darkness. It is theorized all life originates from the ocean, including our descendants. The man's voice could still be heard within the darkness, muffled, but still understandable. Before babies are born, they are formed and incubated within fluids. It is even said that when you put a newborn into water right after its birth, it will automatically swim. Imagine yourself there. The thing began filling with water as he continued to speak. Rita's breathing began to spike up as she was glancing around the pitch blackness, filling with the echoes of rushing water. You are a newborn, innocent and pure within the embrace of your mother's flesh. You have never truly breathed yet, the gentle voice sounds over the rushing water, her breathing slowing down as she closed her eyes, picturing herself within the reality of words were painting. You have not a single tie to this world. You are truly free. Her head slowly submerging into the damp darkness of the tank, the sound of rushing water dying down as she moved her arms and legs naturally into a fetal position. Seconds, minutes, maybe hours pass. Calm. The light motion of something swimming behind her is felt. Her eyes open, and the immersion crumbles. 3 weeks earlier. One of you two want to take over?
Okay. Pale full moon loomed over the skies as the clouds, unseen in the dark of night, cried onto ferocious seas. In tosses and turns of the sea, a flock of wooden rowboats were approaching a castle-like structure at the edge of a thin strip of land connected to the mainland. And one of the boats hung a bag of their belongings tightly was Miss Rita Hawley, a gifted valedictorian, student from East Babylon. Sitting across from her was an old man rowing the oars of the boat. Laughing to himself, he watched Miss Rita struggle to not get her belongings soaked. I'm guessing you wished you could have taken the bus, the old man hollered over the rain. Rita bobbed her head up and down a number of times, not even looking up to the man as they were too busy consistently adjusting their raincoat. Well, they don't allow no one down that part of the land. They say it's too dangerous. Wanna know what I think? The old man continued. A grin growing even wider. He then leaned forward as if wanting to whisper something to the student. The young woman's struggling state lessened as her curiosity drew her away. She looked up, barely seeing the thin strip of land that connected the building to the mainland. She then leaned forward as well, wishing to hear the man's input. I think they don't want nobody to know what's in there, the man said, looking up at her to see the young woman's reaction. Why? Rita asked, with forward brow, leaning slightly back to look the man in the eye before leaning forward again to hear his words. Just a hunch. Let an old man gossip, why don't you? The old man hollered, followed by a loud wheezing laugh as he leaned back, pulling the oars handles along with him. Rita's face became dumbfounded with confusion and a newfound interest in this small strip of land. Seeing her baffled reaction just made the man laugh harder. The rowboats eventually made it to the White Tower, the Lara Institution, found by Nobel Prize winner Dr. Ange Barrow. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. To dedicate his passion to medical studies, marine biology, a foundation committed to the doctor's belief that combining the two fields may significantly advance modern medical treatment and practice. The old man pulled the side of the boat to a stone staircase with the bottom submerged by the sea. Standing up from the boat and clutching her bag tightly, Rita began reaching right foot towards the staircase. Placing her foot seemingly firmly onto the staircase, she began to lean forward, only for the foot to slip into the sea. Catching her upper body onto the staircase, cushioned by her bag, her left foot got stuck on the inside of the boat, leaving her right leg stuck in the water as she tried to pull herself up. The old man sat up, helping the young woman onto the staircase until they suddenly let out a pain-filled scream. Scurrying further onto the staircase, Rita looked down at the bleeding bite mark on her leg, then to the spot where her leg was submerged. Should I continue reading, or do you want Nobelli to go?
No, yeah, just read the end of page 4.
Okay. Difficult to see in the rain and night. The blotch of what? This is the right part, yeah. Okay. The blotch of water where her leg was dipped seemed slightly darker than the rest of the surrounding water. "You okay there, Sha?" the old man hollered, catching the student's attention. She quickly replied with a few nods and a sticking up "okay" sign with her fingers. "Alrighty then, good luck," the old man replied, settling himself to prepare for the trip back while Rita curled up towards the door at the top of the stairs. Shoving herself into the door, Rita bursted into a brightly lit hallway filled with other students and employees of the institute. Only a second or two after entering, a large towel was thrown on top of her and dropped down, someone seemingly trying to help dry the young woman. After all the students had arrived, they were escorted to a medium-sized dining area or cafeteria of some kind, with white walls and a singular stained glass window. Around 26 students in total could be seen all sitting around the room, most still having towels over their heads as the majority was still soaked from the rain. "I wish to firstly apologize for the condition that befell upon your journey over here. The rain was an unexpected factor," a voice spoke, causing the room to fall silent. Footsteps slowly sounding as a man slowly made his way to stand in front of the singular stained glass window. The lights above flickering a few times as the silence was undertoned by the dizzying taps of the rain. A slightly taller than average man with not a single patch of skin available on his person, his head and face completely hidden under a hood made of similar material to that of a surgical gown, which tucked into the neck of the gown he wore as a shirt. Strapped over the hood where his eyes should be was a pair of goggles with foggy lenses. His pants and shirt fancied to that of surgical clothing, as if ready to perform a procedure on the dime, which was all wrapped together under a slim lab coat and latex gloves. I'm gonna read this small bit out. Rita sat up in her chair, leaning forward as her eyes widened. That voice, their manner of words, despite not even a sliver of skin being visible, Rita instantly recognized who the man was. The man she inspired to be like when she first heard this voice and his feats over the radio 5 years ago. Sure, that's where I'll end it.
Oh,
All right.
good job.
Yeah. Clap. And Sanatorium's a good writer.
Yeah, amazing Sanatorium.
It's Sanatorium!
Let's go!
All right. So, we can begin to judge this now.
I'll go
So,
first.
All right. Knob.
No.
How much did I enjoy it? As you would expect from the man, from Mr. BPD, that was A tier, S tier. Good shit. That's a 5. I enjoyed it. It's pretty creepy. I enjoyed the guy. Secondly, grammar. Now, I'm sorry to have to do this to you, but on page 7, you misspelled pleased as just please. And on page 17, you typoed on to where to. It's just that I can't let these things slide, man. I'll have to give this a 3. And then finally, fanfiction. I got some asylum vibes. I was kind of zoning out parts of it. That's because I have bad hearing. Anyway, I think that's a solid, maybe a 2. I don't know if it was more schooly, but that's how I interpreted it.
List those off again, the scores. It was a 5.
Fucking 5, 3, 2, so 10.
All right. 5, 3, 2 is a 10. All right. And Locke.
For how much I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give that a 5. You did an amazing job writing this. I definitely suggest everyone to read through this at their own time. For spelling, grammar, critique, I'm gonna give it a 4. Mostly because I want to just say the formatting was a little weird, a little hard to read. But that also could have just been my own problem of being horrible at narrating. As for if it fits the prompt, I'm gonna give that a 2. I got more like Silent Hill vibes from it, or like Outlast.
All right. For me, I gave it a how much I liked it, absolute 5. Like, you always manage to write these really sort of compelling things, and you do so often in a very creepy way. I notice that with like a lot of your work in Sanatorium that I see. Grammar, I'm giving that a 4 as well. For formatting, yes, I liked it. It was a bit off though, as Locke said. I don't really know how to fully describe it there. And as for fitting with the theme, that's a 2 as well. As much as I absolutely love these, it feels very much more like a creative writing piece than it does a fan fiction. That in no way is saying that it's bad. Quite the contrary, it's fucking good. Like, y'all should read it. But it's more like it's not exactly what one would define as a fan fiction. This like could easily take place in its own world outside of the Syndicate.
This would probably be like its own lore.
Yeah. Alright, so that comes down to a total of 33 for Insanatorium.
Nice. Still very good.
Alright.
Good job in Sanatorium.
And now with that, we move on from Wally there. Again, fucking read it. To,
Untitled
one-
document.
Untitled Document by Vermilion, which is titled up front, Vita X Refreshing Starbucks Drink After a Long Day of Study.
Okay, I feel like only one guy's gonna get to read this. It's very short.
Oh god,
Can I read it?
I'm looking at this right now, and I'm not sure if I want to.
Can I read it?
Yes,
Maybe
you
so.
better read it.
Go ahead. Go
I'll
right
read
ahead.
it.
But
I'll
hold on,
read it.
first, Vermilion, do you want to speak on this? Do you want to get up here and fuck no?
Say
Okay,
fuck
that's
no.
understandable. Okay.
Any notes for
Have
us?
any notes? Yeah, any notes?
Anything you want us to be aware of? Hit 20.
I hit 20 minutes.
Okay.
Bon appetit.
Vita is the fucking monstrosity, right?
Yes.
Do I need to pull out my voice changer? I'm
No,
not gonna.
you don't need
I'm
to.
not.
Not for this.
Okay. Let me begin. I just read the first sentence in my mind, and I am regretting my choices. But I'll endure.
You wanted this.
I did want this. Oh my! It's been such a long day. I truly feel like I need a nice, refreshing Starbucks drink from Starbucks barista Chan. Ooh. Vita blushed as he wiped cartoonish drool off of his chin as he made his way towards the Starbucks. Vita looked at the menu. Oh, wow, so many choices! He pondered a moment. Could I get a mocha caramel latte made with skim milk, no whipped cream? Please put that in a venti cup and use the same amount of coffee that you put into a tall. That way, there's about an inch of extra room for, on top to stir in my own nutmeg without spilling any coffee at all. Squiggly line. He smiled at the barista, who looked absolutely fucking traumatized. They processed the order and began to make it. After a few minutes, it was ready. Thank you, barista-chan. He grabbed the cup and he started to make his way out of the store. You could almost see the sparkles coming from his terrifying form. Oh, sweet coffee, my love. After a day of long study, how I've missed your sweet, tender embrace. He moved his lips to tenderly caress the lip of his cup, tilting the vessel upwards to let that sweet liquid enter his mouth. So good. and then it doesn't continue, so I'm fade to black.
God. I think that's worse. I don't want to fade to black with a coffee.
Thank you.
Danger, please speak. What are your thoughts on this?
Danger, please.
I'm eating a sandwich. Give me 1 second.
You having another edible?
Coffee? Dude, what you should be asking if is the Venus
I'm
Peter
eating-
survived.
I'm having a sandwich.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's a good time for a sandwich.
thoughts on this? Yes, I was eating a sandwich as I was listening to Cringe on Main. Thoughts. So, whether I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give this a 4. I cringed very hard.
Very.
I cringed for... Yes. I cringed very hard, and I live by the saying from the famous Sun Tzu, my idol. Do not kill the part of you that is cringe, kill the part that cringes.
I love Sun Tzu.
I know, he's my dad. Anyways, grammar critique. I'm giving that a 2. Because at very, very, very short, and it was very odd. I also absolutely hated the squiggles at the end. Thank you, Barista Chan. Makes me want to rush and jump out of a window. And as for if this is a fan fiction, 5. This absolutely sounds like a fucking fan fiction that you'd find on Wattpad or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you're getting an 11.
It wasn't in school. Alright.
Wait, fuck, you're right. I'm moving it down to a 4 then.
Yes.
I fucking forgot that was a
mean-
requirement for a
I
second.
mean, unless the cafe is inside of school, then
I don't think a Starbucks is inside of it, just a high school.
You don't...
it really wouldn't surprise me though.
There are Starbucks all over colleges and college campuses.
Whatever. I let Locke the Viking go now.
Oh, great! Thank you for this honor. Let's see. For how much I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give this a 4. A very good story. I was not expecting to hear Vita, of all people, sound like a basic white girl trying to get us their venti coffee. Oh, hi, Grant.
Excuse?
Oh, man.
So, before we continue here...
For your knowledge, Vita and Ubu.
Okay.
Hey,
So here's the thing. Brand just DM'd me out of the blue now after he came in here, and
Let's go!
and he's given us a very late submission.
Oh no! Oh god! Where?
I'll be posting it now. This is
I'm
going
a
to
very
be
good writer.
the actual last one that is posted there.
Okay.
I'm kind of a god when it comes
It's
to
called
writing.
it's great. It's called The Reckoning of Humanity. So before we read this, before we open this up, Locke, give me your score, and Nabelli, give me your scores.
I didn't even finish it before Grant came in.
Just go. Just finish it. What did you have for?
Okay. Okay. So for grammar and spelling, I'm gonna give that a 2. It was very short, very cursed. For if it's a fanfic, I'm gonna give that a 4 as well.
That comes out to a total score of?
It comes out to some kind of total. I don't know. I can't
What
do
was
that
the first
right now.
number, Locke?
It was 5.
It was a 5-2-4. Okay. That's great. So that comes out to 11. Alright, Nob, go, quick.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Okay, so that comes out to a total there of 27 points. Also, clap for Vermilion. They did very good with writing this, even if it's cringe.
Good job, Vermilion. Oh my
But
God.
we have now an entry by Grand, and this is 17 pages long.
Does
Wait,
Glenn want to read it himself?
I'm not kidding.
which is this? Which one is
It's
this?
it's in contest submissions. It's just been posted. I can start writing this, but Grand, do you have anything you want to say before we begin?
Well, when I was writing this story, honestly, it felt as if I was channeling some demons. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it had a lot of like really important parts to my own personal life, and like whenever I was writing this story and I was sitting down and I was thinking about it, I just what's the word? I disassociated for like a good 5, maybe 10, and then I just wrote like a demon was possessing me, and so I wrote this masterpiece.
How long did it take you to write this wonderful creation here?
Oh yeah, all 17 pages took about 5, maybe 10.
Oh,
Wow,
Yes,
you're
thank
so
you. Okay.
talented.
You're amazing.
I try. I'm grand.
Hey, so, with this, The Reckoning of Humanity by Grand, a 17 launch expose into the bourgeoisie. He comes furiously, and that's it.
And there it goes. Wait, there it goes.
It's fucking going. It's leaving. You gotta catch up to it. Danger! It's running.
It's on the run.
Oh, Jesus! Oh
the
jeez,
comet
Rick!
is escaping.
The cum is
It's
going.
dripping down the pages. Ah!
I don't.
It is 17 pages now. This
It
true.
is 17 pages now.
It's accurate.
So,
Here it comes.
111.
How dare you?
For me,
My genius is beyond your weak, meager understanding.
Jesus fucking Christ. It takes a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty.
Shut the fuck up.
for me, how much I enjoyed, though a short story, it left me wondering who was the one who came, because it doesn't specify. We only know that it's a guy. I have to give that at least a 3. Grammar, frankly, there's nothing wrong with the grammar, so I'll have to give that a 3. And does it fit the high school? I think a lot of high school students come a lot, so I'll give that a 3 too.
Well, would you like to see the second chapter?
Oh,
There's a second chapter.
There's a
What?
second.
No.
You made a. Oh, god damn it!
Did he actually? Oh no.
let's see this.
Personally, I'm an author of trilogies.
You're an.
Oh,
You're,
oh.
he
Who's
comes
the one-
again violently.
Who's coming? Who is the one who's coming?
You got to
Your
read the
mom,
third
anyways.
book to know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just
Fuck is it?
Nobelli. Okay, Nobelli, you gave your score. Lock.
No, I'm gonna give it to all across the board. He came twice.
Well, actually, he came thrice.
God.
So that's a total of 16 there. And with that, alright.
Oh my God, he's
So-
making a trilogy.
No, fuck that. Okay. Anyways, with that, we're getting on. We're moving on from that, and now we get on to the final fiction. Which this one's a bit weird because this one is written by me. So I'm not going to be judging this just out of, not wanting to stroke my cock too hard. Oh, you
That's
little
my job.
shit!
Did he? Oh no.
The trilogy has been completed, boys and girls.
Oh no. I'm afraid.
Who is he who comes by only? He is the yee with the yee.
No, I know. It's, everyone clap it up for Grant.
Thank you, thank you,
Motherfu-
thank you. honestly, thank you. You know, it took me my life's. This is my life's work. I've put all of my passion into it to make sure that this can be produced and put out to the audience. Like I'm so proud of this, and I'm thankful that they all can listen to it. You know.
How does it feel to have sold more copies than J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series?
Well, honestly, it doesn't feel like that much of an achievement, as you know, because like they self-destructed their own book series like after it was made and finished. But like, honestly, I guess I'm the greatest now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Is anyone who's streaming?
Yes, hi.
hi.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Grant, actually, it's. I'm glad that you're here, because
Damn you.
Yeah, you.
I'll ask it like this: Would you be willing to judge the thing that I've got up,
Sure.
or would you?
I'll listen to it.
And because you're starring in this as well, but
What? What'd you say?
yes, I wrote a fan fiction that you star in, and I think you would be
Oh.
perfectly to yell at. Voice yourself.
Where is it?
Wait, is
Contest.
this just a jab at Grand?
Is it Algebra Anguish?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the third
Oh,
one
fuck.
of Grant today.
Y'all really want to see me either fucking things or in really weird situations.
I mean, we
Okay,
gotta
well-
sit through like a full 4 pages of you just fucking Nikolai.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Ah.
we had to go through that.
Who is the
Yeah.
top?
We don't
Well,
know.
Yeah.
It
the
faded
what
to
sounded like-
black.
what it sounded like it was.
You two
Nikolai
could've-
was the top. Well, you never know.
I'm the
You
top.
two could have switched. You both could
No.
have bottomed.
No.
Oh fuck, Sage. Sage, who was on top?
Sage, you was on the perfect timing. Nikolai or Grant, who was
It
the
was
top?
Nikolai.
You're gonna leave now.
Answer the fucking question, Sage.
Alright, anyways,
Oh,
As like
they're
as
asking
the
to be dragged in
prelude-
now.
yes, as the prelude for this, I wrote this on the night before the contest was due, because I had wanted to submit a fanfiction for one of these for a while now, but I didn't get the time to. This originally was meant to be one out of like numerous little side stories, but I just made it into one. I am sorry, Grand, as well.
I'm reading. Do you want me to read all of it?
No, just read your parts, like where you're speaking.
So who's
Gotcha. So who's doing the thing?
Cool.
I can help read this if you want to.
I'll start it off.
I could,
I'll try my best.
Pop off kick.
Algebra Anguish. We're teaching sent to get fanfiction by danger. And how much Grand hates math. Please send bail money to my Fiverr account. Mizuki sat at her desk, staring off into the infinite space in front of her. It was fourth period algebra, which she loathed with passion, including most of her other students. As the teacher, she spoke adamantly on the Pythagorean theorem, or something like that. Most of the other students were sitting back in their seats, pretending to listen. In reality, most of them were either hiding their phones under their desk and browsing social media, or had headphones in listening to music. She could hear faint sounds of what she could assume to be K-pop coming from the seat behind her, where the weird emo kid sat. As her mind drifted into a place far more interesting than the teenager hellhole that was algebra, her mindset was interrupted by the slamming of a ruler onto her teacher's desk. She looked up, seeing the teacher staring at the class, a look of exhaustion and disdain on her face. He laid the ruler down onto the desk. Alright, good. Just wanted to make sure you all were awake. He spoke in a cold and emotionless manner, akin to that of a robot. Now, who can answer for X? In this example on the board, he pointed up to the example of right triangle projected onto the whiteboard.
Do I go now? Sure.
I don't know. Go
would
ahead.
Would anybody like to be brave and volunteer themselves? Anybody? He spoke again, somehow sounding more dead inside than before. Nobody raised their hand. All right then, I'll just pick one of you. Grant, can you tell me what X would be in this scenario? The teacher motioned over to one of the boys sitting towards the windows of the classroom. He had medium-length black hair, a white polo shirt, and for some reason was wearing a boater hat, but nobody really cared to question it. Upon the sudden call to action, the boy would look up from his seat, looking as if he had just woken from a nap. Grant would squint at the board for a moment, as if he was observing abstract art.
What?
He'd ask the teacher. Solve for X, Grant, he'd reply coldly. And let Locke continue, or danger.
I
Ryan
can
would
go.
Oh, okay.
Gran would continue to glare awkwardly at the board.
What is this? Like, what am I looking at?
This is called math. More specifically, this is the Pythagorean theorem. We've been learning about this all week. Now solve for X.
But why is there an X there? I thought this was algebra, not English.
Gran would respond, in a more confused and frustrated tone. X is just a placeholder for a variable that you're meant to solve for. The teacher would be cut off.
But why, though? Why not just leave it blank? Why'd you have to bring letters into this?
Mizuki held a hand over her mouth to stop herself from laughing out loud, and a glance around the room and seemed that most of the other students were in the same boat. It's a simple problem, Gran. Just solve for X, or at least say you don't know, the teacher would respond, becoming more annoyed by the second.
What do you want me to say, guy? You come out here saying that I need to solve for a letter, but I thought math was about numbers.
Gran would respond, also becoming more annoyed. Please just answer the question.
I don't fucking know! You're the teacher! Why don't you just tell me instead of fucking edging me on?
Gran would yell back, frustration boiling over him. Language! The teacher responded, voice rising and face reddening. By that point, several students in the back of the class broke, erupting into hysterical laughter. Mizuki would begin laughing as well, unable to hold her laughter in anymore. She glanced around the room. Eventually, her eyes landed on Leonora, Gran's girlfriend. She had her hands covering her face, either to hide her embarrassment or laughter, but probably the former since her sister Cecilia had a hand on her back, whispering something to her. I would feel bad, but this is too fucking funny, Mizuki thought to herself, turning back to the dumpster fire that was the ongoing argument.
What do you want from me? Is this hell? Am I in hell?
Gran would yell back at the teacher. Just attempt the problem. For the love of God, the teacher would begin raising his voice, annoyance beginning to morph into anger.
I don't know. 4? 27? The letter G, I guess, since I guessed the first grade spelling again?
Gran would respond. The teacher made his way over to Gran's desk, standing right beside it. Gran, what is X? By that point, the teacher was leaning over Gran's seat, red in the face from anger.
I don't fucking know! You're the teacher! You should know! Why are you asking me?
Gran had begun screaming at this point, frustration and anger taking hold of him as he got in the face of his teacher. 15! X solves for 15! Are you happy now, you little shit? The teacher had begun yelling right in Gran's face at that point, once more insult away from reaching over the desk and strangling Gran. The class fell into silence, the teacher huffing in anger as he stared Gran down at where he sat. In response, Gran just leaned back in his chair nonchalantly.
You could have just said that before. Saved yourself the trouble.
Gran spoke to him, a slight smugness to his voice. At that point, the class lost it, nearly every student bursting into a laughing fit. The teacher just stood there, red in the face, before storming out the door of the classroom, slamming it shut behind him. The students continued erupting with laughter, the kid behind Gran slapping him on the back. Mizuki just sat there, laughing her ass off with the rest of them.
Yay!
I need therapy for this one, Scoop.
Give a clap for danger.
Oh my god, danger that.
That was pretty comedic.
I don't even know what to say to this.
Does Grant himself want to start off the scoring? You want to start off the scores?
Do you know the scoring?
Oh. Is it like
Seen
5?
The categories are seen in general meeting room.
I gotta scroll up.
How much did you enjoy it? Grammar, spelling, critique. Was it a fan fiction that fits the prompt?
Mm-hmm.
And the prompt was high school, right?
Yes.
Well, how much did I enjoy it? I enjoyed it. I've never had a fight with my math teachers because most of them just got really like whenever they panned over the classroom, they smiled at everybody except for me because I was usually asleep because I just can't mentally understand math. So it's usually to just smile, just sorrow, then smiling at everybody else. So in terms of how much I enjoyed it, I for one enjoyed it. So I think I'll give it a 4. A 4. A solid, a firm, a thick, a girthy 4. That's a good one. Now, a grammar spelling critique. Let's see here. Do I see any red squiggles? No, I see no. So that goes to be a 5. Was it a fan fiction that fits the prompt? Did they say this was in high school?
Yes, technically.
But technicalities, they don't really operate off of what you're supposed to.
They said they were in a classroom.
A class, but that could be a middle school. It could equally as such be me in middle school too.
You're learning the Pythagorean theorem.
And I'm sure that whoever that weird K-pop emo kid in the back of the room was still listening to K-pop in middle school.
No, I was listening to some very different things in middle school.
It was you.
You were learning algebra in middle school?
Yes, actually.
Apparently. I didn't, but I didn't learn it anywhere. But what was the last thing? Does it fit the theme? I think so. So I'll give it a firm, massive, open pants, plop it on the table, 5. There you go.
Truly amazing. That's 14, I think. All right, Locke.
Oh, great. Thank you. So, for how much I enjoyed this, I'm going to give this a 4. I really had, emotional and traumatic connection to this. I can relate so much to just your fucking algebra teacher getting mad at you for not knowing the answer and not knowing what to do in that situation. So, yeah. 4 for good story. You lose a point because you made me relive trauma. Critique. I'm gonna give you a 4 as well. Letters don't belong in math.
True.
And for if it fit the prompt, I'm gonna give it a 5 because, yeah, you're in a classroom. It's in a high school. You're learning. Grand and Leo and everyone else is in the fan fiction. So yeah.
All right. And me, the knob. How much did I enjoy it? I enjoyed it quite a lot. Amazing voice acting from both Danger and the Grand. So I'll say that I enjoyed it 5 out of 5. Pretty amazing. Grammar, I give that a 4. Letters don't belong in math. And did it fit the prompt? Yeah, that's a 5. I think it was school. So yeah, that's a total of 41. Good job, Danger.
Good job,
Wait.
Danger.
Wait, what?
You got a 41.
Congratulations.
Wait, holy fuck.
Yeah. So what are the scores for everyone?
All right. So let's start from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
In total, there were 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 9 submissions. In last place.
Are you including all 3 of the Reckonings of Humanity?
No, fuck you. I'm just including that as one thing. But in last place,
Not including the
With-
trilogy.
in no, the trilogy is just counted as one fanfiction entry.
Oh, yes, of course.
In last place, with 16 points, is Grand.
Hell yeah. Holding up the team.
Like,
If you were playing putt-putt, you'd be winning right now.
True. Minigolf.
that's the sad part. All right. In eighth place, with a total of 22 points, is Sage.
Understandable.
All right.
Nikolai X Grant
Mhm.
did not do well.
In seventh place,
I need more bleach.
with a total of 27 points, is Vermilion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
In
Yes.
sixth place, with 33 points, is Insanatorium.
That was so long, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's been
That was
what,
in.
it's-
That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that was sixth place. In fifth place, with 36 points, is Crab.
Okay. Good job, Crab.
In fourth place, with 36.5 points, is Luna.
Ooh, let's go, Luda.
In third place, with 39 points, is Naori. Which
Wait.
leaves Poppy and me.
Oh god.
Wait.
This is why.
Wait, did you win it?
In second place, with a total of 40 points, is Poppy.
No.
And in first place, by some fucking, did we rig this? Did you guys rig this?
Good job, guys.
It is fucking rigged.
Rigged.
This was fucking rigged. No.
How
It was
can this
rigged.
be rigged? I came out of left field and just arrived.
It was rigged and we didn't even know it.
Guys, it's not
I-
rigged just because the host of the fanfiction contest won.
No,
okay, guys?
no, you know what? No, I renounce that. No, I renounce that. No.
Are we
No.
gonna give Danger
Poppy?
the winning
Winner.
prize?
Poppy, you win.
Pop-
We transfer
yay.
all your points to Poppy.
Yes.
Okay, Puppy, you.
So is
now
that
you
like
get
71?
I think so.
That was
Okay,
81.
Poppy,
Is
Yeah,
Poppy?
80.
Yes, Poppy. Hello, hi.
Now
Congrats,
as a
Poppy.
winning-
I'm so
now as a-
sorry.
As a winning prize,
Hi.
you get all of Danger's money.
What?
Yay!
Oh my
You get all of it.
Congrats.
Hello,
I-
Poppy.
Hey, Gran.
How's it going?
It's good. I loved your trilogy.
I might do a spin-off series where it follows the perspective of the female.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. There was,
Are you
I
gonna
thought
produce action figures as well?
I might. New
Are we gonna-
merchandise coming out. He comes merch.
We could put that on the merch store as like its own little book.
Oh god.
Lesson learned: to win a fanfiction contest, kill a police officer.
I feel what?
you missed quite a bit. You missed.
Sort
A
of
love-
blasphemy?
I don't know. You missed a romance and then a homicide.
So I missed like a normal American wedding.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. Can't wait for the funeral arc, but congratulations, Poppy. You've won the Wattpad tournament.
You won the
not
totally
proud
not
of
rigged
myself.
tournament. And in order to
I don't think anybody ever is in terms of writing these.
No.
Oh man, you should have. Who was gonna be the one that was gonna submit that fanfic of Danger making love to a burrito?
What?
Fuck.
And for that, I'm taking the title back. No.
No, I need to know this. What do you mean by that?
It never existed.
Foxtail was writing that.
It doesn't exist.
And they never submitted it?
It doesn't exist. And
You
that's all
know-
that matters.
I think that we all can collectively come together and just make it up here right now on the spot.
Grant,
Oh my
given
fucking-
given the submissions, I don't think you should say that. Submission.
Why?
I mean,
Oh, you know.
it's already going to be coming once we start reading it.
He comes. It's how it goes.
No, you know what? The spin-off shouldn't take place from the perspective of the female. Each one of the trilogy of the He Comes is always after he came. Why not do a volley?
God.
Oh no.
But congratulations, though, Poppy.
Yes, so did Poppy win anything for this?
You win our collective side glances.
You win a firm handshake and a pat on the shoulder and an "I'm proud, son"
and all
or
of
daughter. Or,
Danger's money.
fuck you.
Wait a minute. I get a dad?
You get a
over.
dad for 10 seconds.
For 10 seconds I get a dad?
And then he has to leave to go get the milk.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What a cool band name. 10-Second Father. What a
10 seconds. You know what? No, that's it. That's gonna be the new name of a fucking band I make. NPC group faction 10-minute dad.
oh god.
Or 10-second dad.
10 seconds.
Yeah. I
You
would
just-
like to send my thanks to the community for giving me this opportunity, and also for the Animal Crossing franchise for existing.
Goodness.
Oh shit, you mentioned Animal Crossing, a Nintendo property, now we're gonna get flagged.
Oh no, I'm gonna get cancelled.
Oh
Oh
no.
no! Oh no!
Oh,
Finally.
alright.
Finally.
God, God,
After
no.
all the sick shit that you've done, you deserve it.
I'm going on.
I learned it from you.
Hell yeah, you did.
Hey, well,
you
with
wanna
that,
know
then,
what you didn't learn? How to not get caught.
with that, though, we are gonna end it here. Thank you all who decided to come here and listen to us cringe. To those of you who are watching the stream 20 years in the future, I better have died from a heroin overdose.
I doubt it.
And the pumpkin lives on for eternity.
Yes. This is where, in 20 years, we come back, re-edit the footage, and then include a "Where Are They Now" montage reel.
I hate it because I'm actually gonna have to edit this now.
And Grant is on
Wait.
the run with money in his hands.
He took all the prize-winning money.
Where are they now?
He knocked me
Crane
out,
went
left
back-
me in the alleyway, and took the prize money.
Where are they now? Grand went back to writing his next spin-off trilogy and made $200 billion. 10 years
He
later-
invented
She
Disney
becomes the
World.
feminist like icon book.
A decade
Crowds
later,
amassed outside of
Oh, God.
Madison Square Garden, all full of females with like pink headbands with all of like the signs saying, "Yeah, whoa, we do come, and you know they're all just screaming their heads off.
It's very rare, but it can happen.
10 years later,
do it, so we gotta get it ourselves. Store-bought is fine. Store-bought is fine.
10 years later, he would be canceled on Twitter.com for having a girlfriend.
Oh God.
And with that, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. So thank you everyone for joining in.
Quickly.
I am sorry.
Cancel them.
Quickly, have you heard about Bjorn VPN?
They will never know.
No.
They will know soon.
Oh, God.
You can see the end. I leave.
Yes. Thank you.
I think that this is a good time for all of us to fucking go away.